What's up, y'all? This is Ty, and it is Tubi Tuesday. So corny with these. What is that supposed to be the theme song? Tubi Tuesday. But what's up? It's Tubi Tuesday. That is when I review a film that is streaming on the Tubi app. And you know those films be off the hook. They be crazy. All types of different situations. And today's film is Drip Drop. This was directed by Ejay Jamison. It's written by Richard Davis. It stars Ashely Diamond Robinson, DeJaun Ford, Famecia Ward, Devonta Nathan Miller, and Treese Gibbs. And if I mispronounce their names, please forgive me. Now, this one is about swingers, y'all. Now, listen, would you swing with your friends or would you swing with strangers? That's a question. Would you swing with people you are familiar with, or do you go out and I don't know how that works? Would you go out and go to a swingers club and just swing with strangers? Either way, I don't know. It's nothing that I do, but listen, that's the premise here because basically we have the rich couple, which is Keisha and Peter. Peter owns a sex toy company, and his sex toy is thriving. You know, we see at the top of this film that he's being interviewed about this sex toy that men and women are loving. So it's like, come on, you know. And so his wife, Keisha, she feels like, you know, she's not doing anything. She wants to start something of her own. So she goes to him and she tells him, and he's like, he shoots it down. And she's like, you know what, you're always shooting my things down. And then he kind of responds a little rude to her. And he's like, you know, we ain't talking about this no more. I'm shooting your idea down because you never stick to anything. And I said no, and woman, shut up. And that's that. Pretty much that's what he said. So she was upset about that. Then she went and she apologized to him. And then she's like, oh, you know, I'm sorry, honey. Then the next scene, we see her speaking to her friend Gina, who's married to Justin. And they have a business. But money is funny for them. Things are a little tight. You know, we all been there when things are a little tight. And that's another question. What would you do when the money gets tight? And what would you do for money? Because all money ain't good money, as we see here. So now, spoiler alert. I'm gonna spoil it if you haven't seen it. Watch it and come back and listen to my review and then tell me what you thought. So now, Keisha comes to Gina and tells her, listen, Gina, I have a proposal. She actually comes to Gina and Gina's husband and says, listen, I want to propose that you and your husband join me and mine for a swingers weekend to fulfill his fantasy this weekend. And she gives a number, and Justin's like, nah, hell no, I'm not doing that. I ain't messing with that. And he was like, I ain't touching him. And I understood that too. He was like, no, I don't want to be bought. Then she was like, you need the money. And then his wife was like, come on, you know, we need the money. And then she telling old lady bitch, she's like, now, Justin, you know, we've done it before. Why are you telling our business? You know, what are you telling our business for? So he's like, okay, fine. We're going to do it. $200,000. And I said, it's a good number because I could use $200,000 right now. I could use $200,000 right now. But would I swing? I don't know if I would. I don't know if I could do that. I don't know. That's just not mine. I'm not judging those that do. But I know I can't get down with that. So he's like very reluctant throughout this. And he's probably my favorite character in this film because he had common sense. He had discernment. And his wife, Gina, was driving me crazy because it's like, listen to your man. Listen to your man. He's feeling things. Always go with your instinct. Always trust things. And I'm like sitting there like, damn, why she ain't listening to him? You know, so I knew something was going to go up. Something was wrong because I was thinking all types of things. I said, you know what? Something's going to go wrong. Somebody going to accidentally get hurt or something. And it had a twist that I did not see coming. And that was that Keisha is crazy. And so She wants this all to work out, this, that, and the third. And what the first alarm, that thing that sets off Justin, is when she drugs them. And he's telling his wife, baby, we got to go. She drugged me and that was unnecessary. And his wife, Jean, is going to say, you know what? You overreacting. Maybe you just couldn't hang. You could never hang. You could never handle. What? We just got drugged. And you telling me I can't hang, I can't handle. I was like, his wife is stupid. She was pissing me off the most because he's telling you things. Then when he came across the letter where he saw, I think it was an insurance policy. He's like, look, she got a policy on him. She's trying to kill him. She's trying to kill us. She still wasn't listening to him. I'm like, you know what, Justin? You should have just left on your own. Because the moral I got from this was always trust your instinct and that all money ain't good money. So they had another conversation and they were talking about the old college days, and something triggered them, triggered Keisha, where they mentioned some young lady's name, Destiny, and Keisha and she starts flashing back, and then she mentions how she had a situation with Destiny, and basically when she was in college with Destiny, they were supposed to do a lip gloss business, and they went to Destiny's father was rich, and they went to have a meeting with him, and then he made advances at her. So she's flashing back and saying this, but just the way she was reacting, that would have been my cue, like, okay, time for us to go, because she's saying what happened. And we see in the flashback that she ends up shooting Destiny's father. But my thing is, I was wondering, is that just her flashback, or did she tell Justin and Gina that she ended up shooting him? Or did she just mention, yeah, he tried to rape me and that was that? Or did she just mention that and not say, yeah, and then I shot him? That's what I was wondering. But even so, with all of that being said, and the way she was acting, that would have been my cue to haul ass and get up out of there. But no, we still stayed until it was damn near too late, because then Justin hears Keisha in the bathroom talking to herself in the mirror, and they're going back and forth and back and forth. She's going back and forth with herself in the mirror. And her split personalities, oh, you gotta kill them. You gotta kill them all. And she's like, but I love him. Kill them all. So then the whole plot was she's ready to kill them all. So now he's like, he recorded it. Justin recorded it. He heard her in the bathroom, and then he goes to tell his wife. And then he was like, listen to this recording. And then he's like, okay, we got to get out of here. She's like, no, we can't get out of here yet. We got to tell Peter. See, that wife, Gina, was pissing me off. We got to mind our business, get up out of here first, and then we could call the cops. That's what I felt they should have did. But of course, that doesn't happen. They all get tied up and accosted. Wow, I'm saying things wrong, but accosted by Keisha, and that was crazy. And so I will say I did enjoy this, but I think the ending, I wanted a little bit more drama. I did enjoy it, so I like the build-up, but I'm always wanting more. Y'all know me. I'm always wanting more drama and more action. But I'll say this was good, and I loved the way I like the actress that played Keisha, because she played the crazy part very well. I liked that the cast was pretty good. They did a good job. I felt like they were believable as friends. And I understood the husband, Peter, better with how he was speaking, where he said, I'm tired of you with your mood swings and your bipolarness. But he was rude. And you don't do that with crazy people. You got to talk to them with kid gloves, because they're crazy. And so, it ended the way it ended. He ends up getting the upper hand. Poor Justin ends up dead. And Keisha and Peter leave out. And it looks like Keisha's dead too. I mean, Gina and Peter leave out. Did I say Keisha? Gina and Peter end up escaping. And poor Justin, and Justin's dead. So I was wondering, because the way they made it seem, was Gina messing with Peter? Because I know there was a time where Keisha kept saying, oh yeah, that you're a bitch, you're a bitch, you're a bitch. Towards the end, that whole final scene. Was she messing with Peter? Was Gina messing with Peter? Y'all tell me, those of you who have watched it. I'm wondering. Or was that just something that Keisha imagined and thought of? But yeah, the ending was just Peter getting the upper hand, shooting Keisha, and him and Gina leaving. And it ended just like that. And I'm like, oh, okay. But overall, I thought it was a good film, entertaining. And again, for me, the lesson here was all money ain't good money. All money ain't good money. And sometimes you just gotta go with your gut. And now look, the poor man, Justin, he's dead because of something he really didn't want to do, something that his wife wanted him to do. But then it made me think, it just made me think like, okay, the whole thing was crazy. Because at one point I thought maybe Gina was in on it too, that maybe this was Gina and Keisha's plot. But no, that wasn't it. But overall, when you get a chance, check out Drip Drop. If you've already watched it, tell me what your thoughts are. That's all I have for now. And if I seem a little tired, it's because I am. Because those of you who follow me know that I just completed a play from July 15th through the 19th. And I played 2 roles in that play. It was a festival. It was short plays in it. And I'm exhausted from that. That's why my voice sounds a little rough right now. But hey, it was great. But enough about me. This ain't about me. This is about Drip Drop. Tell me your thoughts if you watched it, if you enjoyed it. And I will see you all in the next video.